Hi, my name is Andreas von Winning in the Pfalz in Germany. We are situated in the Pfalz region in the Rhine Valley Rift in a warm and sheltered area of Germany where vines are growing since several hundred years on the slopes of the hard mountains on sandstone soils. You find limestone on different parts, volcanic basalts in the village of Forst. So there's a diverse terroir. There's a rich history of mostly Riesling growing. And today we are working in a very traditional way in order to bring this unique and historic terroir to the glass and to the bottle, fermenting in oak barrels of various sizes in order to have complex wines which are salty, deep, well structured, but on the other hand side, fine and elegant with beautiful expression of aroma. When it comes to Riesling, we have 7 different Premier Crus and 8 different Grand Crus, which we bottle individually. But on top of that, there are beautiful other varieties like Pinot Blanc, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, which is very important for us, and also Pinot Noir when it comes to red wine as our main variety, where we, since the vintage 2018, also have some single vineyards, including Premier Cru and Grand Cru of that variety, which is very exciting. Today, I would like to tell you a bit about the recent vintage 2021, which we have just brought in. It was a particular year in a sense that I would consider it a kind of a classic vintage compared to the years before, where it was warm and dry. And we had always started harvest as early as the end of August. This was a cooler year, a year where we had precipitation, and in the middle of the year in June, a lot of rainfall. I'm sure you have seen that there was dramatic flooding in some parts of Germany. Fortunately, we were spared from that, even though there was some minor flooding in the area. In Bad Dürkheim, where I live, I had my cellar underwater. Nothing bad happened, just a lot of work and dirt, but nothing dramatic as we have seen in the Ahr Valley, for example, and also in parts of the Mosel. But long story short, it was a year like in the old days, where bud bursts started later than the average, the long-term average in late April, and also flowering. It was quite cool until May, and even though it was warm in June, flowering didn't start before the end of June, like starting from the 17th of June with early varieties, which is kind of late. And then, as I said, we had a significant amount of rainfall, so the grapes had enough water, which was not the case always in the years before. And speaking for Deidesheim, where we are situated, and Forst, the village to the north, as well as Ruppertsberg and Neustadt to the south, we were fortunately spared from from too much rainfall. We did not have frost, we did not have hail, and because rainfall was not crazy, we were spared from too much pressure of downy mildew, actually. So we were able to harvest grapes with fantastic acidity, with racy acidity, not as crazy as 2010, but I would rather compare the acidity to 2013. Alcohol is moderate, and it's by no means unripe. We picked in perfect with like between 90 and 95 degrees Oechsle. We picked the GGs, which is pretty much spot on, which will lead to somewhere between 12 and 12.5, 12.5-ish alcohol, let's say. Very nice acidity, so it will be an elegant electric vintage, which is not unripe, but has ripe aroma, has mature phenolics, has mature aroma, so it's very expressive on the aromatic side, but fine and elegant. And from what I taste so far in the cellar, it is it is what a wine, what I, as a lover of fine, elegant white wines, really dream of. Sauvignon Blanc, a lot of expression, very racy, like gooseberry and passion fruit without being too green. The Rieslings are electric, elegant, and fine. So from estate Riesling or winnings from the entry level up to the high end stuff, you can expect wonderful wines coming your way in 2021. And in addition to that, we and knocking on wood, I know it's different for many other areas in Germany as well as in other parts of Germany, we have wine. So the cellar is not overly full, but it's also not empty. So we have wine and it's really good. So I couldn't be more happy.